Hello, it is August 14th and it is 9:11 p.m. right now. The thing that I had to talk about was the fact that the courts are hearing testimony from Adamji again. The courts have to understand the fact that Adamji has been playing a game with the courts until now. So first what happened was there's a person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month from the unemployment disability money and that I had been trying to end for a very long time, telling the government about it. The monthly money was literally only stopped about 2 months ago after it was stubbornly run for years, and I only knew about it because at that time law enforcement were incessantly asking everyone for money until one day they suddenly stopped, letting me know that they had just found out another way of getting that money. Obviously, from one of their low-life BFF friends from the family, they would only run unemployment disability fraud and then transfer some over to him, keep some, the person would keep some for themselves. This person in law enforcement overseas went over to Abdullah to fabricate false testimony against me. They fabricated the group chat false testimony against me that was not even in the same time period. And I repeat, it was not even in the same time period I was overseas, making it impossible for me to have had anything to do with this group chat false testimony. So then what happened was, in the end, obviously, they found out. They found out that it was completely fabricated and false. I had nothing to do with it, and he didn't know, he didn't either. The fact of the matter is, the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month that I've been trying to end basically fabricated it on his own. He went and he found this false testimony for a group chat, whispered into Abdullah's ears, "You're going to say that you gave me something, it's going to be the group chat, and then you're just going to say that you gave it to me, and I'm going to go and hand it over to law enforcement in the US. Abdullah obviously agreed, and that's how they came up with this false testimony. We know this for a fact because early November 2025, law enforcement fully knew that there was a false testimony that they were all fully fabricating with Ibrahim's envious mother that was fabricated and presented to the court on November 20th, 2025, only to try to frame me. So Abdullah basically and the person in law enforcement overseas, they both worked on the group chat false testimony together until they were caught, and it was found as being completely fabricated. It wasn't even in the same time period I was there overseas. Then Abdullah sends that person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month over to Adamji and Mahrukh. Adamji and Mahrukh then make numerous false testimonies against me, all out of extreme envy. The things that the courts have to understand about Adamji is an extremely envious individual. You will find tapes of Adamji discussing with people and saying that he hates people that live overseas, and he wishes that they would have gotten kicked out of their countries overseas and forced back over to Pakistan, only due to the fact that Adamji cannot go there himself, and he had his visa rejected, due to which he hates people that live overseas, and he openly says it to people. He says that I hate the fact that Hassan lives overseas, and like Hassan, I hate people that live overseas. I hate the fact that Hassan and all these people live overseas. I wish I could have forced them to just be kicked out of that country and forced back over to Pakistan. You will find this in the records that Adamji said this about me and other people that live overseas. He said about me, on record, Adamji said about me, he said, I hate the fact that Hassan lives overseas. I wish I could have had Hassan kicked out of overseas and forced him to come back to Pakistan. This is on record. Adamji saying due to his extreme envy of me. Now, when we proceed further, the things that I have to let the courts know about Adamji and his history is very similar to one that was with Abdullah. The person who fabricated the group chat false testimony against me before it was found to be completely fabricated, not even in the same time period. So what ended up happening was Abdullah found out about these girls that were following me around after finding out about my brain savant, and he contacted these girls and he tried to persuade them to talk to him. And while he was doing that, he was spending all day and night long trying to persuade these girls that my brain savant did not even exist. The girls would then go over to law enforcement. Law enforcement would show them what artificial intelligence says about my brain, Stefan, and that it cannot be, that it does not exist, or else artificial intelligence would have to be lying, and I'd have to be psychic to guess everything that's written in the report without anyone telling me. Yes. So basically, Abdullah then got really pissed off and angry. He went over to the person in law enforcement overseas who gets a monthly money every month that I've been trying to end, and him and that person in law enforcement overseas fabricate the group chat false testimony against me, almost giving me a life sentence. Where the same president who's been trying to push, had been to a certain time pushing law enforcement to investigate the wedding crime that they never investigated, only due to the fact that their own BFFs like Sohaib and Assad would have been involved in the wedding crime. People that they know like Bushra Akhtar would have been fully involved in the wedding crime, knowing about it, spending time with the person who committed it, hearing about it with the person's mother who committed it with Bushra Akhtar, and law enforcement covering over it in the end due to the fact that their own BFFs that run their sex schemes and money fraud since 2001 were all involved in it, and law enforcement uses them for their sex schemes and money fraud, and law enforcement's obviously not going to investigate something of that sort or nature, where someone like Sohaib and Assad are not only seen in the wedding crime, they're committing it. Not only are they committing it, after committing it, they're hearing the person they committed it with, like Uncle Joey, his mother, discussing it all day, night long. There being no doubt whatsoever that they were fully involved in that crime, due to which law enforcement never, ever investigated that wedding crime. So that it just so happens that that same president is the person who basically give me 1 second.